Thank you so much for being here. Before we get into it, we just want to say you can follow us on YouTube for full form content. We are also on Instagram at
ALMST there.
And we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever streaming platform
All
you
them
use.
podcasting platforms.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back. How are y'all? How are you?
We're
all
good. Welcome back. My name is Rads.
My name is Rita, and this is
Almost there?
Question Mark.
Hello. We are back.
Yeah.
And she is tanned.
She's very tanned. She doesn't look very tanned in this, though, right?
No.
Yeah, but
not so much in person either. I think it's just under your makeup that you look at.
yeah.
Can I also just say today, did you contour your nose or something?
Contour my nose.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Your
how to
nose
do that.
looks so cute and buttony, and your lip liner looks amazing too. Your lips look like a little bit bigger than usual.
Oh, okay. I didn't even wear the Fenty.
Bodhi?
What's that called? The
Gloss bomb.
Yeah, I didn't even wear that.
It looks so good.
Maybe she's allergic to something.
No, I think you know what you did different. Maybe you always do it, but I just noticed it. Like the like your Cupid's bow, you know how it goes like this? You've lined it across a little bit.
That was probably a mistake.
But it looks really good.
Great. This is how we learn.
We mentioned that Rita is super tan because she just got back from vacation.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew.
Okay, tell us about where you went.
I went to Portugal. What a dreamy place. It's really great. It was a great place. Europe in general. I'm so jealous of people that live in Europe. And I don't think they, take in what they have. Right?
They definitely do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually don't like North America that much.
Yeah, they know what they, that they know they're superior, for sure.
They are.
Yeah.
We're such peasants.
Yeah.
Compared to them. You know what I mean? It's their quality of food,
their quality
of life. Yeah. But actually, you know what I found? So we were looking at this, I don't know why, because we were looking at the working hours in Portugal.
Yeah.
And actually, it's pretty much in sync with what it is here. If you take a 2-hour lunch, you have to work longer, but you still have to make up your hours. So you're doing technically 8 to 5 or whatever.
But if you really think about it, it's not frowned upon to take a longer lunch. When we were in Europe and stuff, it is very normal for them, or when we were in Barcelona, it seemed very normal for them to just grab lunch with their work friends, or they would just stop at a bar, or they have that aperitif hour where they literally go to have drinks midday to open up your body for food and all that stuff. So it's they value different things, and they're okay with different things, you know?
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. But I think that in terms of jobs and opportunities, it's different there
for
compared to here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really it depends on you, what you would like in life. But either way, vacation wise, it was sick, and it was a lot of hills, and there was a lot of uphill battle
walking.
Yeah, and it was but the weather was perfect. We went beginning of September, so the weather was perfect, and it was just good vibes, you know. It was just nice, and people were so nice. And my partner was great.
Oh my gosh, it was her first vacation. Tell us about your first vacation. I know you were just talking about it, but what was different about going on your own? Because she's done solo traveling. So what was different about you going on your own compared to a vacation?
I think it's I don't have to worry about everything.
Yeah.
You know? It's nice. It was very good to do it as partners and to do it with someone and someone who our travel styles I think are very similar, and I think that's kind of important because if you don't have similar travel styles, then it's going to be more difficult. Also sometimes I think it's you have to, but when you are traveling with someone, you want to also make sure that they feel that you're trying to accommodate what they would like to do, and they have to do the same thing for you as well. Whereas if you're doing solo travel, obviously you're doing whatever the hell you want to do. You know, and I think when you're solo traveling, you're meeting more people because you're more
open. You have to be more open to meeting.
You have to be, and also it's like when people see that you're solo and you're by yourself, then they're like, okay, let's like it's easier to talk to someone compared to like when you're traveling with a partner or you're traveling with someone. Then obviously, like, you know, you're in your own world and you're kind of trying to preserve that. So yeah, like I think you'll still meet people, but like it's just different.
It is different. Yeah. I also feel like there is, so myself and my partner, we have exactly like how we live our daily routines is very, very similar. Like we're both morning people. We both like die at like 11 o'clock and are ready for bed. Like we're just the similar type of people.
When you first said die, I was like, what the fuck? Where's she going with this?
No, but like we're both like that. But when it comes to vacation, like I'm more of like a planner before I go, so that when I get there I don't have to like worry about everything or anything at all. Whereas like there's like itineraries, there's this, that and the other, and then he's more like chill, let's go with the flow, like if things change. But when we went on our first like vacation where we were gone for a really long time, and like something that was planning was so important, because Europe planning is so important. Like compared to an all-inclusive it's different. Like all-inclusive is very like you literally are not doing anything all day, right?
That's the point of it.
Yeah,
like you're not
exactly.
doing anything.
Whereas with like Europe, like you have to plan your day, you have to have like a schedule, because especially if you want to hit everything and all that kind of stuff. But because we're so different with that, we found so much value in each other's way of like going on vacation. I don't know if that makes sense. Like for now going forward, I don't think he can ever go on a vacation without an itinerary, because when we were there, he could turn his brain off too. Yeah. Where it was not like, oh my God, what's our next thing? Like he could see, okay, this is literally what we're doing all day. I'm so chill. Whereas there were days where I had plans like to the T of what we wanted to do. And then I woke up and I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do anything. And it was normal and it was so fine. Whereas back in the day, it would have been like, oh my God, like I'm still gonna push myself and I'm still gonna do all these things because I planned it out. And he was like, you know, it's okay to like just chill. It's okay that we leave a little bit later today or whatever. And I was like, wait, we are on vacation. It is okay. So I think with like those kind of things, you both find like perfect mediums that I don't think you'd ever, like I would have never considered just like throwing a day away. But like you are on vacation and you're not throwing a day away. You're just soaking in that like area and that place, you know? So yeah, it's so fun.
And being on the run, not on the run.
Oh my God. Where are you running from?
Being on the go. Yeah. What were we up to in Europe? No, being on the go is like, it's fun because when you come back, I think you get to soak it in. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you're back, you're like, oh, like this happened, that happened. But as you're doing it, like you're not really taking it in. But when you have those days where you're just chilling and you're not really doing too much and it's like everything is right there, so there's not too much to plan anyways, it feels so nice to take that in too. Yeah. Because you're just like chilling at a restaurant and you're just like, you know, normally we would never have this kind of view or like the vibes, or like you wouldn't be like walking around and there's like just musicians just playing on the streets and like, you know, people are just gathering around and you're just like, you know, like you don't have
time
that
to stop.
Yeah. Whereas if you have everything like planned and stuff like that, it's different. And also here, like you said, you don't have the time to like people still play music in downtown and stuff, right? But, like, usually, like, you do have something or somewhere to go. Like, I think that's the lifestyle here. Like, there's always something that you're doing. So, yeah, I think it's, like, it's important to have both ways of, like, traveling.
Did you have moments of where you just, like, time stood still and you were just, like, looking at something and you were like, there's no way this is real life?
Yeah.
Isn't that such an insane feeling?
Yeah. And I also, like, there's sometimes, like, I like to remember things with like music or something like that, you know? And so I would be like standing somewhere and like, let's say it's like this person who's playing music. I remember the exact song that the person was playing. So the other day I was listening to music randomly like just on shuffle or whatever, and then the song came on, and it was Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake, and I just remembered it, like, took me back to that time.
Yeah.
And then it's like you take mental pictures, like you can take all the pictures you want
crazy.
with like your phone and stuff like that, but there's some things that I just remember in my view, and it would be like of like my partner in like a place, or like us just watching something, and us just like waiting in line, and like how, you know, we were playing games, and like it was just funny, and like, you know, like those kind of things. So like, yeah, that's why it's so important to like get out of your for me, it's, or for us, I think it's important to get out of the everyday life, because, and that's why traveling can be so addictive, because it's just like
you get to leave.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that should also teach us to like have that here. Like, I wonder if we need to start, because the reason we do these things and we like go away, it's because we have time to like take a break and like pause and like just like live life, and whatever you stumble upon, you're okay with like stopping and like soaking it in. But here we don't give ourselves that time to do that. It's like when we have free time, we're running errands, or when you have free time, you like fill it up with stuff to do, but you don't, I personally, I'm sure people do it, and I think we should, it's like romanticize like what we like our daily lives, so that we don't seek that so much. Because I was thinking about that the other day, like I do feel like sometimes I live for the weekend, and I'm like begging, I'm like, oh my god, I just gotta get through this week, and it's a weekend, it's a weekend, it's a weekend, and then the weekend comes, and I have so much to do on the weekend that it just feels like it's gone.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, what, like I'm chasing something, and it's just never, it comes but then it goes, like it's never like a full stop. And my mom literally the other day, like this whole week, she's just been like, can you just take like days off to just do nothing and just sit in your own like presence? And I was like, yeah, but
I have things to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have things to do, but you got to tell them what we were talking about for your birthday. What you should do.
What I should do.
The romanticizing on your birthday.
Oh yeah, so like I'm going on a work trip, and so the day of my birthday, like I'm gonna be in a flight and at the airport and stuff like that for the most part. And so she was just saying that like I should like be one of those people that like goes and sits at like a restaurant with like a glass of wine and like just like eat at the restaurant, and like what did we say? She's like, you should just like be in like skincare, like have your hair back, and I'm gonna be like wearing makeup because I have like work stuff to do right before, but then I'm like, ooh, I could take my skincare with me like on the flight or like at the airport and just do it, and then like go and chill. I might not have enough time to do everything just because my flight is pretty quick.
Damn it.
But I could have a glass of wine. I think I can.
You don't have to eat. You could just have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also telling her, I was like, you should invest in like a really nice, lush, what's it called? Like a sweatsuit. Because we don't do that for ourselves. We don't invest in comfy things. Yeah. It's mostly like old t-shirts and like big sweatpants, whatever. But I don't think we ever just like, we need to buy something luxurious to be comfortable in. I think that's just something so special. Yeah. And you should do that, especially on such a big milestone birthday.
Also, I'm going to Calgary, so it's going to be cold as shit.
Oh, yeah, at that time, huh?
Very cold. Yeah. Like, people are telling me it's going to be, like, minus 25.
Sorry?
Yeah.
How long are you there for?
No, a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. One of my coworkers is in Calgary, and she goes, like, sometimes, like, things just freeze shut. And, like, you can't open them because it's so cold. And, like, when she goes out, she wears, like, layers and layers and layers and layers. And you know what I feel like actually happens? Do you remember when our uncle, when we first came to Canada, he was like, when I'd sneeze, the snot would freeze. Like, it wouldn't. I don't think that was real. But he would just say that it did. But I feel like in Calgary, it does happen. Does.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where you would see the videos of, like, where you like throw the water and then it's just like iced or something like that. I feel like those are the places, because here it just is
Thank
water.
God.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way, for fuck's sake.
I feel like it's just getting warmer and warmer here though. Like last winter it was like pretty warm. It wasn't cold.
It's fortunate there weren't for many,
us,
but not fortunate for the world.
No, not at all.
No. But yeah, damn it. So when's your next vacation?
I actually don't think I'm gonna have one for a while now.
Why?
Well, there's just life stuff that is
coming up. But then this is your vacation for this year.
I'll probably do something
next year.
Next year, but it would be like something smaller. Like it would be a way smaller scale.
Oh yeah.
You know, like this was a pretty.
For me too, I think.
Yeah. Would you be doing something next year? Like I know you've been back and forth on it, but now you should. You have so much to celebrate.
Yeah, but that's the issue. So many things to celebrate, but those things are also expensive. So, we can celebrate in those things.
You could do like an all-inclusive.
We can, but I just don't know. First of all, I also need vacation days. Maybe we'll do January of the year after. Or my birthday again for the year after. Like early the year after.
Yeah.
Because this year we did it around my birthday, and it feels like we didn't do a vacation.
Why?
Because it's gone. Like it's you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta start living for here a little bit more.
I just don't know that there was much going on.
It's also expensive to live here. But
you gotta do tips everywhere. Oh, that's the other thing. The tipping culture pisses me off more after this trip, I think.
Hot take.
Just because I want to tip you for doing like good service.
Yeah.
No one minds tipping people for good service.
Yeah.
The problem arises when you are not even really serving me.
Yeah.
Like you're giving me like a cup of coffee, for example, and you're asking me for a tip. I did that job. I'm getting paid for my job. I don't need a tip on top of it.
Yeah.
Now it was always like there was always like a box or something, like a tip box or whatever, and like you can tip.
People barely put anything in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, you can tip, but it's usually from like regulars or something like that because like they just enjoy your service or whatever the hell. Great. If it's there, it's great. If not, it was never an issue. Now it's like you feel judged because it's on a machine.
And they're right there.
And they start with 18%.
Oh my God. Can I tell you about this one place? I don't know where I went. It was like a couple months ago. They had 12% or 15%, something like that already included in the bill. So fine. I'm completely okay with that. It was not like a more than 6 people thing. They just have it included in their bill. Fine, whatever. Then they come out with a machine for you to pay, and the minimum so the tipping page still comes up, which is fine as well, but the minimum on the tipping page is also 15%. So I'm saying, you're expecting me to pay imagine the person who doesn't read that their bill had a minimum of 12, whatever.
Which is usually what happens.
What the case is.
Yeah.
Can you imagine tipping somebody 30% of your bill for just regular service?
Crazy. So
it was insane.
Like, what did you do? Like, did you just like say, okay?
It.
What do you mean?
Like, you know how you can choose other and go through, but it's so embarrassing doing that too. Like, I felt so uncomfortable clicking on like change and then putting in a percentage and like whatever, because you can
just
change
put
the
0%.
Just for you the principle.
Like, you're trying to trick people.
I know. They are trying to trick people. It's actually insanity.
Yeah, because that's actually, you're just trying to trick people.
Yeah. Because they're not reading the bill. They don't know anything. Like, but can you imagine you get home and you realize you paid 30% for regular service? If somebody was going above and beyond, making noodles at your table, doing like all this, that, the other, I completely get it. You deserve it. Like, I'm a tipping person. My fiance was literally a server. Like, I understand tipping. Before that, I'll be very honest, I didn't understand tipping. I was just like, whatever, I just click on shit. I was also very young. But after I heard what goes into being a server, I understand how much hard work it is, right? But I'm like, if you're doing the bare minimum, you're not having conversation, you're literally doing nothing. Like, what? Like, I'm not tipping you 30%. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Or included in the bill. Like, I don't get it.
Bro, the place I went to yesterday.
Yeah.
I freaking
call them out. I'm just kidding.
No. But the place we went to yesterday, they didn't even come to take our order. So what we have to do is we go on the app, and or like the QR code. I didn't know. Is this a normal thing now? No, right?
Some places it is.
Okay, so like where you do a QR code and then like you are looking through the menu or whatever and you add it to the cart.
Yeah.
And then you send the order from the cart. Now they do it in like, you know, if it's sushi or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But I've never seen it anywhere else. Yeah. But anyways, they did that, okay? So you didn't even really come to me and ask me what I want or anything. You know, we ordered everything. A couple of times 2 different servers came to ask if like, you know, if we need anything or whatever, and we said it's all cool. And then they didn't come to us to give us the bill, so I had to go to the counter and pay it. So what am I tipping for?
Yeah, we had
like that, I mean I'm okay to tip like a little bit, but even then think about like what exactly I'm tipping for.
Like, should we not be tipping the chef? I don't understand, like, if the
they're getting a full salary, so why is the server not getting a full salary?
Yes, exactly. You know, that is the problem.
The problem is not us, okay?
Servers? They need to be paying servers more, and I'm okay with my food being charged more if our servers are getting paid more. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Even though the food is a little bit
already
ridiculous,
risky, okay.
But if that means that these people are getting a nice living out of it, great. Yeah. I'm okay with that. But the fact, it's actual insanity. The other day, it was like a couple months ago again. We went to a restaurant. First of all, it was 2 girls. We're just girls, okay? The 2 of us are standing there. Oh, this is our first time going to this restaurant. We don't know it's a family-style restaurant. So I'm like, I'm standing in front of this lady at the cash. And I'm like, I don't know if that's too big. Like, I don't know the size. Like, I don't know what the portions, blah, blah, blah. And she can hear me say all these things. And so I'm like, but that seems a little expensive, whatever. And I'm talking to my friend. And then she doesn't say anything. Okay, I'll get one of these. My friend goes, I'll get one of these. And we've walked up to the counter to pay for it, okay? So, and we're talking in front of the counter. She charges us, whatever, asks for a tip. I'm embarrassed because she's not moving. That she can see, whatever. I tip her. All that's done. We get the food.
Tip for what? For her standing there?
No, listen to the kicker. We get the food. Each plate is enough to feed a family of 4. Each plate is enough to feed a family of 4, okay? Yeah. I should have guessed with the pricing. But the fact that I tipped you for just standing there and you can hear my issue is I don't know if I can finish this food, and you stood there and you said, let her buy it.
Yeah.
And I just tipped you. Like, the audacity. I would not have regretted that tip if she said to me, you know, I think you 2 could finish this whole thing, and you'll have something left over. I ate that food for 3 days. Explain to me why that conversation did not happen at that desk. It's just insanity. I get it. If you're justified for that, I get it. I do. You deserve it, especially because you're not getting paid. But after going to Europe and seeing how they go above and beyond, and they're so kind, I will say sometimes, like, it takes a while to get your food, but you're just living life. Everyone's just living life there.
You're fine with it. Well, fine. Also, we're on vacation.
I get it. But everyone's so nice, and they, like, are apologetic sometimes if it takes too long. And they're just... And the food is worth it, for fuck's sake.
There was only one place, actually, that had a tip thing with the machine. And that was, like... it was a pretty, like, fancy-ish place that had that. And that was the first time that we saw it ever. Like, we didn't see it at all except for that time. And then he actually said it, and that was really awkward, but he was like, do you want a tip?
Because they know you're not from there.
Yeah, he's like, do you want a tip? And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I didn't even get the machine, but he said, do you want a tip? And I was like, yeah. Do you want to get the fucking machine, bro? Yeah. But yeah, that was the only time.
It's very interesting. Yeah, crazy. We did it when we were, like, insane happy with, like, the people there. Because they're just so kind. Yeah. So we had, like, so many instances where people were just, like, fucking angels to us. And we're like, we got to. Like, because it feels weird. Because we're so used to the tipping culture here. Yeah. Sometimes it feels weird when you're there. You're like, you just went above and beyond and crazy. And... I would tip back home, but I'm not going to tip. Like, that's so weird, too, sometimes. Yeah. But, But you know what? In some places, is it Japan or something, that they think it's disrespectful if you tip?
Was it Japan? I know.
It's an Asian country. Place, yeah. But yeah, like it is disrespectful because they feel like you're above them and you're tip, like you feel like they work for you.
I agree.
Yeah.
They should be, no, like, not that I'm above them. Not that I'm above them. Like, it would make it seem that me as a customer, I am above them. So actually, the new narrative is that we don't want to make it seem that we are above them.
So we're doing this for you.
This is really for you. This is for the culture. This is for society to understand that they need to get paid more by their employers.
No, they do. I think that's a huge thing. And
I don't know why this has become a thing, and it's such a big thing in North America. Is it North America? Is it like this in the US too?
Yeah, tipping, huge.
No, but like this big?
Yeah, tipping is a big thing there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so in North America.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Not okay.
But you know, another thing I think we're guilty, well, I don't know if we're guilty of it, but I did hear, like, people who go to Japan, when they order food, like, that's something I think we need to get better here at. This is a completely different tangent, but is, like, if you go, if like, there's 4 of us, and we order food for 6 people, they, like, judge you.
Oh.
Because in their head, they're like, this food is, like, for you to eat. You shouldn't be wasting anything. So if you're like a taster and you like eat like 5 things and you like tasting different dishes, like they will be like, okay. Like,
really?
Yeah, because you shouldn't be wasting food. Like you should only be eating, you should get what you can fill, that like you can finish. And if you get more than that, that's a little, it's a word, like gluttonous. Is that what it is?
What the fuck is gluttonous?
I think that's the word.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, I did.
Yes, girl.
Excessively greedy. Like...
Wow, gluttonous. Gluttonous, guys.
I think it's a sin. Like, it's that is something that they're like, you should... Which is so fair. Because sometimes I do be ordering more than I should.
But, like, we take it home. Is that not a good point?
It's a great point. But I don't know
why. I love knowing that I can get leftovers.
I love leftovers.
I plan my lunches. Yeah. I tried a lot of seafood on this trip.
I'm so proud of you.
Very different for me. So I'm not a big seafood person at all.
I love that shit.
Yeah, but I knew that, like, Portugal's, like, everything's on the water. So, like, you have to try this stuff. It's fresh and fun and fresh, you know? So we have to try it. So I did. The first night we kind of got scammed there.
How?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. But like basically, I tried fish there, and there was just so many bones, and I don't have the time.
That is the worst part of fish. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't like that experience. But then I tried it again. I had shrimp twice.
I'm so proud of you for trying it again after you didn't like it the first time.
Yeah.
Good job.
I think also I was doing it so I can take a picture for my mom to be like, I did it. Look at me.
Because of you.
Let me do it. Yeah.
I did it in your honor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then I tried like another time, and that was really good. That was really, really good. But I still would never like reach for it. Like I'm not a changed person. I'm still not gonna reach for seafood over it, but over like chicken or anything like that. But it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we got scammed because we went to this area where it's a bunch of like tourists, I think, and we should have known better. But as we're walking down this like street, all these people are like, oh, like come in, you know, into our restaurant, like it's great food and like good price and everything. And we're just walking down, we're like, yeah. And like we walk down and we're like, oh, they're not gonna get us, you know. Like we know which ones we would want to go to, even though they did come out and try to get us in. You know. So like we basically came back, and it was just like a random restaurant that we went into, and there were a lot of people there. So we're like, okay, a lot of people here, it's gonna be good. Go inside, we're looking at the menu, and the prices are not the same as what it was on the board.
Oh.
But it's not like that much crazier. Like it's like €4 more for like a full plate, because a half plate is what they were advertising.
Yikes.
And so then we're like, okay, fine, whatever, no big deal, right? We ordered a beer. and a house wine.
Okay.
These are supposed to be the cheapest things, right? And then afterwards, my food wasn't that great. I think my partner's was. It was okay. And then this guy comes around and he brings this plate of like dessert. And it's like, oh, a mousse or this or this or that.
You can choose.
Yeah.
They're called like dessert carts.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's going to every table. So we've seen this already. So we're like, we're not going to get scammed.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, no, we don't want it. We're fine. And he's like, do you want coffee or anything? We're like, no, we're good. You know, we're thinking, we're like, this. Yeah, like we're making such good decisions. Get the bill. There's a 12% tip. Okay. Which is not very common there. Over right? There, yeah. Yeah. So.
Especially embedded.
Yeah. And we had multiple servers. It's not like we had one server. Yeah. Like everyone was coming around, right? 12% tip. The house wine was €4.50. Okay. Usually it was about like €1.50 to €2. Stop. Yeah, because we've had it before too, at different places, right? And then the beer, supposed to be the cheapest thing. Again, around the same thing, like €1.50 to €2. Same thing is €4.50. Yikes. And then the dishes already, now we know it's like gone up in price. So altogether, that was one of the more expensive meals that we had. And it was supposed to be a cheaper place that we went to. Yeah. Yeah. And we walked away, we got out of it, and my partner was like, oh, I can't believe we got scammed and everything. And then he's like looking online, and they literally don't have a Google page. Like, they're not on Google. But people anywhere. Probably leave and then bad on reviews. Trip, but they don't have a thing. So where are they going to leave reviews? So he eventually found it on like TripAdvisor that everybody got scammed by this place. Oh my And the only way that you could find it is by putting their like business registration number or something. That's how like sketchy it was. They don't even have a name. The restaurant doesn't have a name. Sorry. So why are we walking into a place that doesn't have a name? All it said. I guess you don't notice, right? Like when you're walking in. Yeah, and all it said was authentic Portuguese food or something. So we're like, oh, sick. Authentic. You know, but it's so authentic they don't want to fuck us up with the name. Yeah. Yeah. So
that's crazy. Yeah. I'm trying to think if we ever got scammed when we were in Barcelona. Probably at some point. But I don't think like that was anything that like popped out. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of like tourist places, even if you're not like outright getting scammed, you're getting scammed in some way because they know you're like tourist.
Upcharge. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's so funny.
It's wild. It was so funny. And then afterwards, like I pay this like the bill or whatever, and then the guy is like, "Oh, are you from India?" and shit, like trying to fucking be nice. Like,
wait, he was from India?
No, he was from like Nepal or something. There were a lot of brown people. There were a lot of.
Did you notice a lot of brown people in Portugal in general?
Quite a bit. Like really? not like crazy amounts, but there were quite a bit of like I know a lot of people settled in Portugal too. Like a lot of brown people have settled there.
One of the coolest things that I saw, but when you think about it, but one of the coolest things I did see was the cannon like balls. There's like a building that was up, and you can see like little dents in the building, and they're from like when the war happened. They're dents from cannonballs in the building. And when you think about it, like the fact that they can afford to, one, build that so strong in a way that it doesn't collapse, and then two, like preserve that, it's insane. Yeah.
It really is quite crazy to see like their structures have been up for so long. Even if you go to like even places in India, like a lot of the things that I think the British people built, they're so strong they still are up now. Yeah. You know, whereas like they can't do it now anymore. Yeah. But back then they built structures that like are still to this date, you know, insane. up and about. Anyways.
Crazy.
So vacation was fun. Learned a lot.
Yeah. That's fun to see that too, the history and stuff.
It's good to like learn about it. I don't know that. I think it makes you more aware of like where the world was and where we've come now, because our problems now seem like really dumb in comparison to what it was back then. It was survival back then.
In terms, yes, 100%. As a country, I do agree, but individually, everybody's problems are.
Yeah. That's true.
Always problems with everything. Yeah. Anyways, on that note, if you can go on vacation, live your life. Respect respect yourself. But I meant more so romanticize your life. It's fun to do that sometimes, even if you're over here. But thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on Instagram at
ALMST there.
And we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the platforms. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.